At the beginning of my project, I did not know how to film and did not know any techniques. Throughout the year, I've learned many techniques, including mise-en-scène. Mise-en-scène refers to placing on stage, which basically means preparing for everything before the film is shot and put together to make sure that the film engages with their audience, creates a well-constructed narrative, and conveys emotion to the audience. In my film, I use mise-en-scène through many different elements such as setting, costuming, set design, colors, lighting, expressions, framing, and more. Setting was set at night in a house and outside to represent the basic life of a young teenager in America. The film being shot at night created a more tense feeling. With costumes, the characters dressed in comfortable and casual clothing to represent that the teenagers are not necessarily worried about their style, since they are still young. Set design is the act of making sure that everything in the frame is meant to be there. For instance, if there were random food supplies that do not go with the storyline, it would not make sense to the viewer. In my film, I made sure everything within frame was accounted for. Colors can be used to convey emotion. Noah wore lighter colors such as blue to show that he was innocent and did not know what was happening. Matthew wore colors such as black to show that he was a part of the evil side of the story. Lighting was used to convey emotion. At the beginning of my film, low-key lighting is placed onto Noah to create a tense feeling for the viewer. Contribution to performance is based on how close the characters are in proximity and what their facial expressions say to each other. When Noah walks into the room with his friends, he is far away and confused on what happened. He then goes up to them and hits them jokingly and then walks away hugging each other. The friends walking away hugging each other tells the audience that Noah is happy that they are okay. To create an appealing look for the viewer, I use rule of thirds, which places the main object on a certain part of the screen. In this example, Noah is placed on the top left part of the screen to make a point of interest. I also used the 180-degree rule, which is used during conversations to ensure that the audience does not get confused on what is happening in the conversation. As Noah talks to Matthew, the camera stays on one side of both of their faces. Throughout the making of my film, it also helped me brainstorm and develop creative ideas. I also had many solutions to problem solving. For example, when trying to get the low-key lighting, it was hard for me to try to get a perfect lighting for the film. I then turned off most of the lights in the house to make the lighting perfect fit for my film. I also learned things such as how to blog, how to create YouTube videos, and how to make certain techniques convey feelings towards the audience. In conclusion, I learned a lot from making my film, and it will be very useful for the rest of my life.